the thing about his whole resurrection thing is he was crucified, went to hell to pay for our sins, and then on the third day he rose from hell and ascended to heaven.
Yeah, so he gave up a 3-day weekend. Oh. It's a joke. Laugh.
Man, if you insist on wasting my time with jokes, please ensure they're funny, sir.
Oh,
That
okay,
was
we're
good.
Waldo champion of the world.
What's your point?
Yeah, that part can get edited out anyways.
We haven't really started.
Yeah. Alright, let's get
Well,
started.
who knows? The Battle Dwarf might keep it in there just as a funny pop startup.
I might. We'll see. I'm like four episodes behind because I started coaching Little League soccer, and apparently the parents were like, "Oh, we need to have multiple practices throughout the week." I'm like,
Your
they're
kids
8.
suck that bad?
They're 8 years old. Like, what do you mean? They're like, well, one practice a week isn't enough. I was like, okay, so 2 practices and then a game.
They're 8 years old. They're not trying out for the major league.
Yeah, they're not going to the Olympics. They're not going to FIFA.
Yeah, they're not trying out. FIFA's not going to come and be like, oh yeah, I want to draft him.
Right. I mean, we got some pretty good kids this year, but like, it's one of those things like, one practice a week is fine, but I mean, I was outvoted, so.
I mean, it's not like you're in a marching band and you have to practice every day after school for a competition in games so you can remember your damn show.
That's a look of someone who knows.
Yeah, I don't know. Like literally this next week I have a practice, and a game. And then that next week there's like 2 games and a practice. I'm like, people, please. I have a life outside of this.
Quite honestly, in my opinion, Little League is the coaches to make sure nobody gets hurt. Other than that, let the kids go out and do it. Let the kids go out. They explain the rules. Yes, keep them within the rules, but do whatever you want. That's how I see Little League should be. You play within the rules. That's it. Other than that, kids ain't. They're not going to be really keeping track of like, oh, I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to run this path and all this, that, and the other.
I need to make sure my glove is at a 45-degree angle so I can catch my ball. Or I have to kick the ball with 3 newtons of force.
Mm-hmm. Kids have either stop or go. There is no slow. There is no slow.
Yeah, I've been
not until they
hit
get
in the face multiple times now.
Yeah, not until they get into middle schools do they actually learn the finesse of sports.
I agree, but hey, I mean the kids are having fun.
Just remember the 5 Ds. Dip, dive, duck, dodge, and dodge.
Yep. But yeah, they're
twice.
Oh.
Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Right the knee.
So yeah, for any of you that's possibly watching this live or whatnot, and you're like,
this is a free show.
Where the frick are the episodes? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm sorry, man. I've got to coach these 8-year-olds on how not to kick themselves in the face. Okay, calm down.
And just so everyone
not to kick each other in the face.
And just to make it clear, this is the post-show fun. This is before we actually, this is part of the show that doesn't get into the podcast.
Sometimes.
That's correct.
I haven't done my intro yet, so.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, I need to see which episode this is now.
4.
Oh, fuck up. We are not on 4.
Yeah. Sorry. We're on C. Season 4.
At least. Yeah, season 4 for sure.
Yeah, should be number 8 if I've got everything numbered right.
It's either 7 or 8.
I do believe
Well, I have a season 4 episode 7 in my folder, so
this should be episode 8 then.
Yeah.
It's sad,
oh,
but
look
you
at
know,
that.
I
There's the
barely.
recording I made of Kando doing the cat dance.
Is it sad that I've been away for damn near a month because of operations and training, and yet I still know what episode you guys are on or should be on.
Have you been listening to them, good sir?
Yes, I have.
With the exception of 5,
I
6, and 7, and now 8. Well, you're here for 8, so.
As I say, I'm fully. However, I will say, with how my schedule is,
No,
this
this might be 9. Did we do one on the 30th, or was that a game stream that I did?
I think that was a gaming stream.
Yeah, I think it was gaming.
Let me see.
Welcome to the chaos, is all I have to say. Trying to figure crap out.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm hopefully gonna get several episodes edited. I think part of the problem with a couple of them is I was trying to do some new stuff that takes extra time, and that's when I started coaching Little League, and my schedule was all.
You're spreading yourself too thin.
Yeah.
Let me get the tenant.
Bad habit of doing that.
Alright. Let's get started. Olaram, Jate Tor, Balasukoigar, Netvoy. Welcome to Season 4, Episode 8 of Under the Helm. I am your host, Kadali Kabor, joined by co-host Kando Drashia and Solikan Adika, the Batty Lord. Also joined by Zelda Moray. We were able to drag him out of the barracks long enough to join us.
You think I'm lucky enough to be in the barracks? Hell fucking no. I'm on the fucking ship. Oh.
We dragged him out of captain's mast long enough to
And he's here to keep us in line.
You pulled me away from the entertaining show for this kerfuffle of cats on crack.
I figured we might be more entertaining. I didn't
Wait,
know.
what?
I would have left you alone.
Bucket of
Depends
cat.
on what the person's at captain's mast for, really. If there's something stupid, vapes on a ship, I'm like, you're stupid. I'm out of here. Because nothing you say justifies this stupid shit.
Nice.
All right, we will start with a reading of our monthly tenet, like normal. Tenet 4. A Mandalorian must be prepared and willing to defend those who cannot defend themselves, the way, and be willing to lose every drop of blood and breath in the process. A Mandalorian must be willing, able, and prepared to be the protector of the weak, those who cannot defend themselves, and the way. They must be prepared to step forward and act when others will or cannot, even going so far as to be willing to lose every drop of blood and breath in the process. This does not mean a Mandalorian is to resort to violence except as a last resort. This is the way, Ibe Karuni. Now, we were talking about this last podcast, and the best way I could come up with was rules of engagement and escalation of force. You're not going to go into a fist fight brandishing your firearm or a knife. You're going to go in with equal force.
Now, I will put on a caveat to that. If the person is like multiple times your size, equal force is a knife or to shore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Yeah,
for someone
exactly.
like me who's 5'2", and if someone like 6'9", like 300 pounds coming at me, Like, as much as I like to boast and like say, oh, I'd be prepared for it. Like, there is no way.
You're gonna be
I have
freaked the
no,
fuck
like,
out because you got a fucking elephant coming at you and you're a little meerkat.
basically. So yeah, that's why always I have my Tresor all on me. Like I have it in my purse. I have to wear scrubs, so I can't like have it like being me. But I have my purse on me at all times, and
Right? No, and I'm not saying I'm the same way. Or I
Oh, you carry yours in your purse too? Oh, how sweet.
no, I carry it in your wife's.
My wife doesn't have a purse. My wife actually hates having purses.
I have ones that I like are like backpacks or like a across the body that I have my hands free and I can do so.
No, usually I would have mine. I haven't been doing it recently because I go to work and I come home. I'm at work until almost midnight. Everywhere's closed. I'm not going in anywhere. So I don't have it physically on my person. But when I do go out, I've got my thigh holster that I'll wear. As long as I'm wearing pants with a belt loop and not my stretchy work pants.
Ooh la la.
Hey, you know what? If I'm wearing coveralls, I'm gonna be wearing comfy shit underneath. All right. My brother wears coveralls and he goes to work in PJs.
You ain't wrong.
Hey,
And he'll just change in the locker room into his coveralls. I'm just taking a page out of my brother's playbook at this point.
I have PT
I mean, coming up in a
clothes
few
on.
weeks, I'm probably gonna be wearing my basketball shorts under my coveralls instead of my stretchy pants.
well, yeah, like it's we're about to get into hot season, so
Is there any fucking difference in the South? I mean, shit.
a little bit. Like,
Right
for-
now,
for-
we're
for the
in
winter-
spring right now. I expect it's gonna be cooled down after this week of rain we're gonna get.
right, but still, like there's a couple of days of like tolerable. That's how you know you're in winter, is there's a couple of days that are tolerable.
I'm going to just put this out there. It's supposed to be spring right now, and we had a freeze warning for my area when we
You're in
got
the
back
north.
from our underway. No, I am not. I am in Virginia, sir.
When did you I don't remember you moving. I don't remember you getting relocated.
Yeah, I've been in Virginia since October.
That's right, you're in Norfolk. Damn, I forgot.
I said I'm on a ship.
Okay, but you're based out of Norfolk.
Yes,
I forgot.
I am in Norfolk right now. Yes. We had
Carrier,
freeze
destroyer.
warning. LHD.
How's the LHD?
Mini aircraft carrier meant for amphibious assaults.
Okay.
We,
My brother was on a
we-
full size aircraft carrier.
yeah, we're about half the size of Ford.
Okay.
Brother was on Truman.
I'm sorry.
He was below sea level.
Ew. He was a machinist. He was a machinist, mate, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
That's the only reason why you'd be that low.
Yep, you got it on the first try.
Trying to think.
Oh.
I have a friend who was a master who he's retired now. He's a master chief. I don't remember which ship he served on though.
Seeing the comments in the TikTok, King Lionheart's forging a Templar Mandalorian armor.
Interesting.
That's I would love to see something. I would love to see that.
Is it metal
I've seen images
or
of people trying to do that.
is it going to be metal or?
I would assume, being that he says he's
if he replies, or she replies.
forging it.
Gando, you got something coming across the screen. Are you
No, he's trying to do that. He's trying to get the tenant up there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
He's been
trying to
do it
actually
for a little while.
like put the tenant on here.
Gotcha.
You do know I do that like during post edit, like whenever we're reading the tenant. Well, I should put that during the whole thing. I do.
I'm doing it for people on
Don't hurt
TikTok.
your little brain.
The hamster is just going right now.
Mine's like, eh,
Alrighty. Let's get this train back on track with the tenant.
I was just about to try to do that myself.
Well, so going back with using equal force, like with what Zell was saying, like equal force is different for people of different sizes. So I think basically you just have to be prepared, accordingly. Like for me,
Right.
as a 5'2", almost 200 something pound like lady, I'm not about to go hand to hand with somebody who's 6'5" and like 250 pounds. I'm just not gonna do it. Like it. And even though I've had self-defense classes, even though I've done Krav Maga, like the first thing that you are taught in self-defense for a woman specifically is just incapacitate and run the hell away as fast as you can. You're not gonna overpower somebody twice your size. You're just not.
Pray they don't have a cup.
Yeah.
That's the quickest way to incapacitate. So incapacitate a guy. Right to the nether realms.
I just had the miscongeniality moment pop into my head. Sing.
Yes.
That's it. What popped into my head was King of the Hill. That's my purse. I don't know you.
There's your two ideas for the post-edit Silicon.
I'm gonna put both of those clips in. You just know it. The King of the Hill might be a little bit more difficult to find.
King of the Hill would be actually very easy.
Not fucking TikTok. I'm sure it's there for YouTube.
If you have a hard time finding that, you ain't searching for it. Because that is able to be found damn near everywhere.
Yeah.
Back to the topic.
That sound is going to be everywhere. Not just the clip, the sound.
Yes.
Thank
The
you,
audio
Silicon.
for it. But in regards to this topic, the ultimate thing, and this actually goes to one of our later tenets that will be spoken upon later this year, and that's basically know yourself and your capabilities, and that's how you are to gauge yourself in regards to conflict. Now, when I say that, I do mean know your capabilities. Do not overestimate yourself. It is better to underestimate yourself than to overestimate yourself.
100%.
Because if you overestimate yourself, you're liable to get yourself or others seriously hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That goes along with my favorite saying.
Includes, training with a firearm or whatever weapon that you are going to carry to use to defend yourself. If you are not trained or if you've not used said thing, use it because you're going to hurt yourself.
All right.
Exactly.
And that's part of this tenet as well. Or at least in my mind, you can't defend if you don't know how to use what you carry.
Mm-hmm.
And that means whether it's throwing knives all the way up to your bug out bag.
And it's not just your tools, it's your body capabilities as well. This is why working out is actually very important to someone to our faith, because if you are going to get winded, if you cannot actually physically do actions for a sustained period of time, it is going to be hard for you to defend those who cannot defend themselves. For me, I am actually failing at that, to be honest. I have not worked out full time.
Very much the same. I get winded going up and down my steps.
No, I don't get winded. My cardio is still decent. However, I know that I've put on a few pounds. I need to get back into the gym. I really do need to kick my own ass to do that. That being said, while I as a fellow keeper of the way, and I'm speaking as someone to be informative and be informative of our faith, self-discipline is also part of that as well, which is something that we can go into when it gets to tenet, I believe, number 6, which is improve yourself, both mind and mind.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you cannot maintain your physical,
that's correct.
yes. Or if you cannot maintain your physical and mental health and capabilities, you are more of a hindrance and a liability on the battlefield or in conflict than you are a protector and warrior.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And when we say like getting in shape, it doesn't mean like you have to compete in ultra marathons. Like
I'm out of shape.
Are you ultra marathon shaped?
I have a movie quote that works for this. There are only four rules you need to remember. Make the plan, execute the plan, expect the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Okay, Captain Cold.
I mean, it is absolutely right. I mean, to be honest, do you so coming from the military aspect, do you understand why it is that the U.S. military actually thrives in warfare?
You throw out the guidebook.
No. War is chaos. War is chaos incarnate in physical manifestation.
The United States military thrives in chaos.
The U.S. itself thrives in chaos. The U.S. in almost 300 years of existence, I say almost, we're not quite there yet, in almost 300 years of existence, can anybody here tell me, to include those in chat, how many years accumulative we've had of quote unquote peace? No war, no conflict, nothing like that.
I think there was a period in the 90s.
Take a guess, and let me know what chat says as well if anyone gets it.
Out of the almost, let's just call it 300 because unfortunately that's this century.
Mm-hmm.
In another 50 years.
Yep.
So okay, let's just say the last 250 years then. I would hope.
I say accumulative.
Right, and that's I'm trying to do the math in my head.
10.
10 years?
No, I'd say 100 and some, 200 and some.
No. I think it's 50.
Of peace.
That we've had peace versus war? I would say upwards of the 200s.
50.
50? Upwards to 200. We have 10. Anyone in chat? I can't see chat, just so y'all are aware. So
no one in
think
chat.
It's just myself, Kando, and Battle Dwarf in the TikTok. I haven't seen anything. I don't even know who's in the Twitch. Let's see. It is me, myself, and the Battle Dwarf in Twitch. So it's just the three of us.
A cumulative total of 30 years.
Hey, I was closest.
Really 30?
Only 30.
30
that makes
years.
sense.
Total. Since 1776. Or the end of the Revolutionary War, we have had to include the Revolutionary War, we have had a total of only 30 years of peace. Aside from that, we have been engaged in conflict and warfare.
Yep.
Whether it be with ourselves or others.
The keyword conflict.
Yeah, I was about to say if we're not including the I was thinking war. Like Congress declared war,
Oh no.
Oh no,
I would
even
say
then,
Vietnam.
that
Even then.
period, if we're only talking about war itself, that might add up to 50 years.
Probably. But yeah, like it, because like there are police actions we've done, like Vietnam. Like we call them the Vietnam War, but technically, like, was
No, I was
Yeah.
even including the Vietnam War. I was doing the Revolutionary War, the War for 1812, the Civil War, Vietnam,
Spanish-
Korea,
Spanish American War.
Spanish
Yeah, I was about to say
American.
Spanish American.
Obviously, anything that has the name war in it, up to and including the War on Terrorism,
Desert Storm.
Iraqi Freedom, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, all of those. I know technically those weren't war, but we were actively in a war front.
Those are categorized as quote unquote pseudo wars.
Backtracking to the whole
Right,
chaos
and-
thing.
If we were including the actual wars and the pseudo wars, that might add up to 50 years.
Yeah.
Backtracking to the
Okay.
whole chaos thing. Our country is
only
one of
20
the
years.
very few that you take out the chain of command, you took out the one buffer that saved you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not there to protect you from us.
The
That's to keep us in
Marine-
line.
Taking into consideration the USMC, the U.S. Marine Corps, the Marine officer is there to hold the leash of the Marine infantry. You take that out, the dogs of war have been let loose.
The dogs of war will do whatever they can, and one, the Geneva Convention becomes the
You-
Geneva Suggestion.
No, that becomes
you
a
wish-
Geneva checklist.
Yeah,
If
so I was
you
about to
wish
say
to
the to-do
see-
list.
If you wish to see what are some of the capabilities of the USMC, look no further than the crazy shit that they did during the Vietnam War.
No.
Mhm.
What was it, the Marine Corps or the Army that crawled across a field in a box?
Marine
That
Corps.
was the
An
Marines.
AI robot.
It was the
That was
Marines.
the Marine. That was the Marines. I know exactly what you're talking about. It was the Marines that followed snaked their way.
DARPA was not
Okay.
expecting them to do that.
They were in a fucking Amazon box, and they just
Mhm.
crawled across the field to see if they could
Yep.
infiltrate it.
Not only that, there was a guy who grabbed branches and said he, quote, walked like a fir tree.
The Marines, when they are bored or given a task with no specific guidelines, they will come up with the most creative and
Oh, yeah.
crazy things. And is
Like,
why
I thought Seabees were creative. Nah, they ain't got nothing on the Marine Corps being creative.
let's not get too crazy.
Keep the Seabees and the Marines away from each other.
No,
Yes.
100%.
You watch true epitome of chaos. You pair CBs and Marines together.
You pair Seabees and Marines together, we're gonna have a freaking walking Gundam.
No.
We're gonna have mech warriors.
The Lance Corps Underground. The East
we're
Port
gonna have-
Mafia. The Seabees.
What are you talking about? That doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
Before Mafia
I don't know,
is
like,
yeah,
in
maybe
your
not.
imagination.
Or Mafia.
Now you're just talking crazy.
Mhm.
Have you taken over the conspiracy corner? Are you putting on the tinfoil hat?
I mean,
No, Kadali, we have not gotten that far yet.
Anyways, but yes.
That's another.
Everyone.
That's another 15 minutes, and then we'll get to that. No, you want
Well,
some
they're-
crazy shit? Get
they're
those
dating.
people together.
Dirge ain't here.
Copy
and
hacks.
Probably isn't going to be here.
Where's my cat? You're not
But-
fucking back there. Disappointing you.
No. Back to topic.
Go down.
If you wish to be good in what is chaos, one must thrive in camp.
Hey, Nessie's important to your life. Sequoia everyone.
Oi! Oh.
However,
Yeah, it's as far as equal force, make sure you understand, like, if you're going into a situation, like, try and be prepared. Like, if you're going to an unknown situation, or, like, say you're going to a concert, like, make sure you at least think beforehand, like, okay, there's going to be, like, 1,000 people at said concert. Concert starts at, like, 9 o'clock at night, probably going to go on till 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, how tired am I going to be? Do I really want to bring XYZ thing? Like, what am I allowed to bring in the like, whatever venue is hosting?
That's actually what I was about to talk on. And sorry to interrupt, but now we need to say this. This is your disclaimer. We are not lawyers. We are not law enforcement officers. Nothing we say is legal advice.
Even a law enforcement officer can't say that their stuff is legal.
Right.
Well, just putting that as the disclaimer.
I know. I'm just saying.
We are not fluent with the laws.
Look up venue ordinances or rules.
And regulations.
Because I can pretty much quote, any venue you're going to for a concert is not going to allow you to carry a weapon, whether it's a tray shore or a call. So be aware, there's going to be a lot of things you won't be able to carry in.
Yeah, which is gonna suck.
So make sure.
Yeah. Improvise, adapt,
overcome. Yeah, and especially for I really honestly, like, coming from the quote unquote female perspective. I only say this because I'm a small person. I really hate that you can't defend yourself if you're going to a big venue like that, because that's where most of the bad stuff happens. Like for like, especially if there's alcohol, if there's drugs, if there's any sort of substance that's going to mess with your brain, like, bad things are going to happen. And this is just a rant that I have, is I wish that you were allowed to at least, like, there's a venue that I went to, I was not allowed to even bring in pepper spray. Like, and it was going to be from 12 o'clock at night till like 4 o'clock in the morning. Like, and this was a concert that I went to. Right. And I was going by myself. I was alone. And I was like, I need to at least bring, like, pepper spray. And it was in my purse. And they said, no, we don't allow pepper spray.
Bring it in.
Well, like, what am I supposed to do? Like, if some 250-pound dude, like, wants to come at me, like, what the heck am I gonna do?
Like, why would I be running at you anyways?
All I have to say about North is, you're about nut high, aim for the nuts and run.
Oh, of course, yeah. Like, in general, like, there are people who are even smaller and more petite than I am. I'm actually pretty stocky for how short I am.
Do keep in mind. Do keep in mind that with targets to the lower region of males is considered lethal force. Just keep that in mind.
Right, and so that's the thing. Like, having equal force, like, it's difficult. It's not as cut and dry as some people like to think. It's like, okay, don't bring a pew to a knife fight. Sure, but the thing is,
it's a nut fight either.
Just try and be as prepared as possible, especially, like, if there was somebody that were to, like, once again, the concert venue, like, if something were to happen and you are the person who can possibly, like, even defend anybody, because that's what we're called to do as Mandalorians, like, try and defend the people around us, like, make sure you are as prepared as possible. And that often means, like, hey, make sure I know where all of the exits are. I know, hey, there's a security guard over there. hey, I know there's a couple of guys over there that look like they're cool. Like, make sure you are aware of your surroundings. If you can't bring a weapon to defend yourself, make sure you are as smart as possible.
Make sure you are the weapon that can defend yourself.
Yes.
Now, I'd like to change this over a bit because there are some cases where defending others doesn't necessarily need to be a violent action in defense.
Could be verbal as well. De-escalation is the preferred method.
Even
I'm
a
not even
presence,
talking about that.
even your presence can de-escalate.
Situational defense. I'm talking about situational defense of, as an example, female. Granted, it's probably getting killed by my radar, but female runs up to me and like starts pretending I'm her friend and whatnot. I'm going to take that as a sign of human distress and needs help.
Very true.
And I'm going to play along with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The damsel in distress.
And that's with any situation. It could be guy, girl, elder, same age, child. It don't matter. Anyone who comes up to me that I don't know and starts acting like overly friendly and whatnot, as though I should know them, I'm going to take that as a sign of distress.
Oh, good.
And
Good to
they
see you, man.
would help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even my name.
Right? and as we say, it's not just females. Like, this can happen to, like, I've seen where young kids, like, one of the things that a friend of mine is training her young kid, if her kid gets lost, go look for the biggest, baddest dude that you can find, like the big burly dude, and just act like, hey, so like,
he is your.
I have seen one of those, but it was the mother had taught her daughter to seek out the goth chick. She will take care of you.
Yeah.
Yes. Or one of the things that some people are starting to train their kids is if someone is starting to try and take you away, just scream mom, or even dad. Like, scream some sort of parental thing, because I guarantee you, as a female, I don't have kids, but if somebody screams mom, I'm a look.
Now, something I'd like to put on that, and this is something I learned as a security officer. Just because a kid is screaming things like, "You're not my dad, you're not my mom," doesn't automatically mean that they're being kidnapped.
Right. Could be an adopted child that's throwing a tantrum.
Older brother, older sister. It could be their uncle or aunt.
No, you're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
that's
You're not
goes
my
back
mom.
to being aware of your surroundings. Like, if you just so happen to hear that, instead of just immediately reacting,
raise an eyebrow. Yeah.
Look, examine, like, hold on a second, like, see what's going on, and then, like,
You're
able to.
in that direction. Let's see if we can identify this. Oh, it's just two kids yelling at each other. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, that grown man is trying to take that little boy or girl away. Let's investigate a little bit further.
Because it never hurts to just walk over and say, "Hey, is everything good over here?"
Bitch, mind your own fucking business.
Okay.
You need to calm down before you end up on your ass.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Like,
you don't know who I am, just like I don't know who you are.
Right.
You don't know who I am. I don't know who you are.
I mean,
Oh, calm down before one of us ends up on your ass and presents the knife hand.
Exactly. The knife hand. Because, like, most people, like, yeah, they're gonna be embarrassed for like 2 seconds, but like most times, like, oh no, it's fine. Like, so and so just, he was upset that I couldn't give him the Captain Crunch cereal box.
Right, and that's part of that situation. You're in the grocery store, you see a child throwing a tantrum.
Oh yeah, the kid in the city.
That child could be a grown man that looks like Kando, but
Wouldn't be wrong.
Just that response is what I was looking for. That did not disappoint. He was like,
But nonetheless,
At least I'm
the
good
most
looking.
the most important way to defend someone is situation awareness and knowing what is happening around you. If anything, that is, in my book, the number one thing, because the situation will change at the snap of a finger from going from, oh shit, to, okay, we're calm, to, holy hell, the World War III just broke out.
right.
It is something that I have drilled into my head for many, many years. Even as a child, I was like, situation awareness is the biggest thing with any fights, problems of the world, and things of that nature. I cannot stress
Or,
how important
do I have you as a mod by any chance?
Let me take a look. Nope.
Is there a
Yeah.
robot in it?
Yeah, we got a bot.
Give me a sec. Probably.
So,
won't be
yeah,
able
so
to-
you can get it if you're in the.
I don't think I am.
I have to go over to Twitch to do that. I'm not on my Twitch channel right now. I'll get you modded after this.
Let me see if it pops up for me.
Hysterical holdup is
Got it.
something. Thank you, sir. I don't know how long it was sitting there. I was in the user section.
Not very long, because
Yeah.
I've been going back and forth and checking.
Sorry to derail us there. My bad.
Nope. Be gone, bot.
See, this is
But
why
yeah.
I need you, Zell, because we get those every stream, and we don't have anybody watching the stream over on that side.
Well, sad to say, this is probably going to be my last podcast for probably till next year.
All good.
Why?
I mean, even if you just watch, you don't need to participate.
Because
But if you can at least watch.
Because I won't be available.
Deployment.
We will be. We're working up for deployment,
Gotcha.
and we've been doing our long underway.
I kind of figured 'cause I hadn't heard from you in a while.
I will say this: I do feel safe on my ship for the fact that we were able to accomplish within a matter of seconds something a DDG was not in 45 minutes.
Sorry, a what? Couldn't?
A destroyer.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
We took out. So one of the big events before a ship deploys is called SWAT. Don't ask me what it stands for. It is an acronym, but it's not the Special Weapons and Tactics.
I thought you said
basically-
what?
Yeah, SWAT. SWAT. It's different from that acronym, but it's basically the big test that says more or less if a ship is truly ready for deployment or not.
I might be able to ask my brother and get a translation from him.
Basically, it's sort of like the battle stations and crucible of an actual ship.
Okay.
Battle stations being the graduation test for sailors, crucible being for Marines. Basically, it was our test to see if we could actually act as an ARC squad with the other ships that we will be sailing with on deployments. And what took 45 minutes, and yet the destroyer, also known as DDGs, because that's their designators, turn around with the tail between its legs without sinking its target enemy vessel. English is hard. Took us less than 10 seconds to knock out one, and then less than 15 seconds to knock out a second one. And we were maneuvering like we were damn near a destroyer. So
That's
yeah,
not
we're
bad for a
rocking
mini
and
carrier.
rolling. Considering we're about 2 ice as big as a destroyer, yes.
Yeah.
Look up an LHD.
I mean, a mini carrier is still a carrier. That's still a fucking city. It may not be the size of Houston, but it's at least still the size of fucking South Haven.
Right.
So, for those who are interested, LHD stands for Landing Helicopter Dock. We are an amphibious assault ship, basically. We carry LCACs and amphibs in the inside of our ship, and we carry VTOL capable aircraft. So helicopters, 35s, Harriers, so on and so forth. Anything that can do vertical takeoff and landing, we are able to do.
And radio for VTOL, heavy lift gear.
So yeah, I feel very safe with the sailors on my ship that are manning the guns. From 50s to 240s, all the way up to the spicy R2FU. And even our 32 mics, 32 mics, I think, 38 mics.
Big boys.
Oh yeah, and those suckers stomp. Like I've got one practically right up near my office that when it goes off, it's just a thump, thump, thump.
Ooh, you have an office.
I have a lobby that I am a secretary of.
Oh, I thought you said you had a lobby for your office.
No, I am in the lobby being a secretary of the job. That is my job on the show.
Damn, look who's important.
No, the chaplain is the important one. I am just his assistant. Now, when I go greenside, I will be the full role of an RP of being the bodyguard as well. For if I am to be the bodyguard on a ship, then shit has turned sideways and motherfuckers get out of my house.
Wonderful.
Because the armory isn't too far from me either, to where I will go and grab a fucking M4, grab a plate carrier, throw that bitch on, and just wreak havoc on anyone who did not be on board.
Now, imagine if you're a chaplain for the way doing that.
Huh?
That's what he is.
No, I'm saying imagine if he is the chaplain of the way, like the actual chaplain for the way.
Oh yeah, just a fully kitted Mando.
A chaplain is not allowed to be armed per the Geneva Convention.
But that's it's religion.
In armor, I would think.
You could be armored up, yes, but you cannot carry a weapon or have any weapon-related item on you.
I guess that's where our religion's different from others.
They would still follow UCMJ on that.
Yeah.
That it is not. It's not the UCMJ. It is the Geneva Convention itself. Specifically states that all chaplains are to be unarmored combatants. As such, they are not allowed to be armed in any way, shape, or form. Or
So
if they are to be
unarmored or unarmed?
Armed.
Or both?
They're not. They cannot be armed. They can be armored, but they cannot be armed. They cannot carry a gun, a knife, or any weapon of any kind.
While performing the role of chaplain, I assume.
If they
I'm assuming outside of position.
If they are basically like here on the homeland in civilian attire and whatnot, they can carry just fine. But if they are in an active war mode, they are not to be armed, which is why RPs exist. We are their bodyguard. We are the paladins. They are the cleric.
Well, I guess that would be a better role for a keeper, anyways, is to be the bodyguards. That's
exactly what.
That's what we're supposed to be.
I want conspiracy corner now. Can we get in corner time?
I'm more than welcome to put on the tinfoil hat.
conspiracy corner with is you, Kadal, or are you doing the conspiracy corner, or who's doing the conspiracy?
I don't have any conspiracy talk.
You fail, Kadale.
Does the E4 Mafia exist?
Kadale.
No, not at all. No, not at all. What are you talking about? You're speaking crazy.
Can't tell me. Can't tell me they don't.
It don't exist.
I
What are
mean,
you talking about?
the rank of E4 exists.
The rank of E4. No. The pay grade. Don't misconstrue rank and pay grade. They are separate. The pay grade of E4 does exist.
I'm pretty sure there's shit that could not happen if the E4 Mafia or the Lance Corps Underground did not do what they do.
What do you mean? You know the only difference between a seaman and a third class?
Nope. Because I don't know Navy.
But third class is the E4. Is E4. Seaman is E3. The only difference between E3 and below and the third class is third class. Once you make third class, you've gotten your broom taken away, and now you have a squad. I'm up for those uninformed. Dun, dun. You're given the least amount of. You are given leadership with the least amount of oversight.
You know, it's not called stealing. It's strategically.
Strategically transporting equipment to alternate location. It just so happens that it spells out steal if you take the first letter of each word. It's not stealing.
We all
it's
watch
it's not a word.
the Fat
it's an acronym.
Electrician.
Exactly. Not our fault that it spells out what it is.
I think everyone here is watches the Fat Electrician.
If those groups were to exist, we need to get them together and see what kind of shit could happen.
You don't want that.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
If rumors were to be told true, you realize how many leave days you'd have to approve of? How many Earth days? How many COs and commodores and generals? Not nearly as much as you think.
You know how many broom closets you'd have to check?
Do you know how much barter you would have to do if said groups existed? Because there's no basically, if you are, legend has it, hypothetically speaking, if you were to try to make a deal with unsaid groups, do you realize that you basically have to get a legal document stating what the do's and don'ts of what you are asking them for? Because otherwise, if it is not in that document, you cannot get mad at them if it did not go the way that, and they still expect said payment.
Of course.
But those groups would have to exist first.
Of course. This is all hypothetical.
Hypothetical, for sure.
Totally
I still
hypothetical.
want to see what we could get done.
I mean, it could be quite a bit depending on which members of the E4 and Lance Corps you're talking
Not
about.
the sham shield side.
Probably quite a bit. Just
And
spend
that's
the
why I
house.
said the E4 Mafia, not the sham shield.
Oh, see, the specialist side is the ones that you really want, but you're also going to pay the premium.
I think it would be worth it.
But should rumors be true? Should hypothetically?
Of course.
Now I have a question for you. McDonald's or Pizza Hut? Which one should I go with?
Pizza
'Cause
Hut.
I'm getting hungry.
Now Pizza Hut.
Well, McDonald's, they have the adult kids meals right now.
Yeah, right now it's Minecraft theme, so and I don't care about that.
La 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 lava.
Yeah, I haven't even watched that movie. Anyways,
I haven't either. Just TikToks.
I probably won't watch it in theaters just because I don't want to deal with the little shit.
Same.
Yeah, I don't want popcorn and soda thrown at me, so I'm just gonna wait until it's out of theaters.
Exactly.
Same. Same.
We are at 57 minutes. I think now would be a good time to wrap it up.
Hold up,
Yeah.
hold up, hold up. Is that fuzzy caterpillar on your lip, Kando? Or not Kando, Cadus?
I'm sorry, a caterpillar?
Is that a fuzzy caterpillar under your nose?
No, it's a flavor saver.
Hmm. Doesn't look quite savorable to me.
No, I need to trim. My lawnmower broke.
I don't have the face mask yet.
My beard is coming in quite nicely, if I do say so myself.
Pants back on.
That reminds me of a joke I saw on Facebook the other day of a woman who's like, I'm really sick and tired of men always asking if the carpet's back today. Well, you know what? Just so you'll know, yes, it does. Shows her hair is all braided, and then, spreads her legs, and yes, there's a braid coming out of her foot.
I think I saw that on TikTok.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
It disturbed me.
Yes.
And with that, I think we can sign off with that.
I think that part needs to get taken out.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not leaving that part in. Just.
So for those of you who joined in on the after edit side, y'all missed some fun shit on the on the live side.
No, because the way I edit is I want it to be semi-professional, as professional as it can be.
I mean, this is technically a sermon, so you got to be professional on the edited side. It should probably be professional on the live side too, but beggars can't be choosy.
In my defense, in our defense, we were left unattended, unsupervised.
I need an adult to your adult. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's sign off. Thank you everyone who joined in on the live. Thank you everyone who will join in on the after edit post. We very much appreciate everybody. Don't forget, if you're listening and are not a part of the way and you would like to join the way, hit the social medias, hit the QR codes. They're all over the place. Make sure that you follow both of these people with us, Kendo Drashia and Untamed Mando, both on Twitch and social medias elsewhere, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere else that there is.
Everywhere.
Yeah. I have been your host, Kadali Kabor. Ibe Kuruni, this is the way.
Ibe Kuruni?
Ibe Kuruni?
Recording is stopped. Streaming is stopped. Delay has been discarded.